Hey you guys, it's Desi So Play and I'm back with another nursing school vlog. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Destiny. I'm 22 years old. I'm currently in a BSN nursing program and I graduate in December, and today is my first day of my last semester in nursing school. So if you're interested in vlogs and a bunch of nursing school videos, then follow my channel, subscribe, and you'll love it here.
Like an athlete, I got all you hoes, all of you hoes need to remember who.
Alright you guys, today is August 14th and like I said, it is my last semester in nursing school. So I am on my way to class. So I'm actually having a night class today. I only have 2 classes I'm taking this semester, and it's my senior practicum, and it's also combined with leadership, and then tomorrow I'm taking my nursing research class. So I'm only taking those 2 classes this semester. Today I'm going to my senior practicum class, and I'm meeting with my course coordinator, going over orientation and everything like that. My class is actually not till 5 p.m., which I haven't had a night class since my first semester in school, so this is going to be cool. So I'm about to go head to school. It's like 3 o'clock right now. I'm about to get some Chick-fil-A, eat some lunch, and then head to class. So I will update you guys on what's been going on because I haven't been vlogging in about 2 weeks. I did take a 2-week break because I just wanted to relax, y'all. So now that I'm back, I'm going to tell you guys what I've been up to over this break, but I'll talk to y'all later about that.
Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life moves fast.
Good morning, you guys. It is Tuesday, August 15th, y'all. I did not even get to come back and talk to you guys about my first day of class because it was literally so much chaos. Like, I don't know what was going on, but if y'all go to like a big college, y'all know first day of school or first day of classes be just ridiculous. Like the amount of freshmen on campus, there's no places to park. I tried to turn into the parking deck and somebody crashed out into a power line right by the school. And hopefully they were okay. I don't know what really happened, but the whole power in the school went out. So we were in the classroom with no Wi-Fi, in the dark, and no air conditioning. And it was like 100 degrees outside yesterday. So I was sweating so hard. My friend was like fanning me off. Like I was finna fall out, y'all. I was finna fall out. So I couldn't come back and talk to y'all about how it went, but it was pretty cool. I told y'all my class was at 5 p.m. So we pretty much just went over our practicum and what we're gonna do in this classroom. I told y'all this class, there's not any real big tests. All we do is we're doing ATI practice tests to get us ready for the NCLEX, and we're also doing like NCLEX prep things, which is very exciting because y'all know I'm trying to pass my NCLEX the first try and be done with this. So I was like, okay, that's very exciting. And then we're also going over our practicum. So we're not gonna actually start practicum till September, like mid-September. So until then, I'll be working on like my projects and stuff, because we do have one big project. It's based on like some type of evidence-based practice that we have to present at the end of the school year. So we were paired up in like groups and teams and stuff. So all we did was get introduced to our team members and our head faculty and stuff. So it seems pretty simple. Today I do have my nursing research class, and I already went over the syllabus and it looks pretty doable. Like there's like one big paper and some open book exams, but it seems pretty doable. So I'm excited that these classes seem very simple, straight to the point, and I'm ready for my practicum, y'all. I really want to go to the ICU. And so I won't know my placement until like Labor Day, so that's September 5th. So I'll update y'all on where I get placed, and even if I don't get where I want to go, at the end of the day, I'm still gonna learn. I'm gonna be doing everything a nurse can do. I'm gonna be working full 12-hour shifts. So I'm gonna enjoy it regardless of where I'm at, but y'all know I wanna be in ICU. But I wanted to update you guys on how my summer or my little 2-week break went and what I've been doing to get ready for graduation and things like that. So Y'all know I did tell you guys that over the break I was going to start the job hunt because for since I graduate in December, the jobs in my city are opening up for their residency. Like, even though we won't technically start till like February because we have to take our NCLEX, you know, get our degree, everything, and then if we pass on the first try, then we will be able to start the residency in February. So they're opening very early, but y'all know I'm trying to secure a job so I can have something to be looking forward to. So I've been applying, and y'all, I've been getting like such good experience with applying. Every place that I've applied to have reached out to me like the very next day. So I have a lot of interviews this week, and I'm going to be taking y'all along to my interviews with me and show y'all how I prepared for them and things like that. So this week I have 2 interviews at the Children's Hospital in my city. And I know you're probably thinking like, children's, like, I didn't know you want to do pediatrics, but if y'all are OGs and y'all watched like my first video I uploaded, I actually told y'all that pediatrics was the first thing I wanted to go into. And then after I started doing adults, I started kind of like thinking like, I don't know, because I really do like my geriatric population. I don't know why, but I love older people. They're so special to me. Like, they're so wise, and I love taking care of the geriatric population. So I started thinking like, maybe adults are more my thing, but I still do love kids, and that was the first thing I wanted to go into. So I did apply to the pediatric ICU and the pediatric cardiovascular ICU. So I did not think that I was going to get both interviews at the same time, but they both reached out to me and they want me to interview back to back. So I have an interview tomorrow at 8 a.m. for the PICU, and then I have an interview for the CVICU on Thursday at 12. So both interviews is a 1-hour interview and a 2-hour shadow session. So I'm so excited because I get to see the unit and I get to interview at the same time to really see if I like this unit. Because even though like, it's very exciting for us to be applying and you know, like interviewing for these jobs, but you got to make sure that you actually want to do that unit, because I've been seeing a lot of graduates that have just graduated and they've been like quitting their first jobs as nurses and stuff. I've been seeing that happening a lot, and I really want to do something that I love so I can at least be there for, you know, as long as possible, or like up to a year at least. I wanted to do something that I'm going to be passionate about. So I want to make sure that I'm taking into consideration all the pros of the hospital and not just picking something just because like the pay is good or just because it seems like a good unit. I want to really make sure I'm like understanding what I'm signing myself up for. So I love that they just automatically offer me like a shadow tour in the interview all at the same time. So that's great. And then last week I did apply to an ICU at a top hospital in my city, and I did get an interview with the nurse manager, and he was so cool, y'all. Like, the interview was so chill and relaxed. So like, if y'all are about to do like interviews as new grads, don't be super nervous, because I'm not gonna lie, y'all, they need nurses a lot. So don't be too caught up on it, because a lot of people, even in my cohort, already have jobs lined up for months. So don't think that like you're not smart enough or good enough. Like, they really need us. So go into it very confident and just, you know, show why you want to be a nurse on that unit. So the interviewer, he only asked me like 2 questions, and the rest of the interview I was just asking him questions. So it was very different. It was like, I felt like I was really interviewing him, but that was cool because I got to learn a lot about the unit, and I actually have a tour with him next week on his ICU, and that's an adult ICU. So I've also applied to the job I'm a tech at, because if y'all are new to my channel, I am a patient care tech in a med-surg ICU, and I actually love my unit, and that's why everybody is always like, are you coming here? Like, are you gonna start here? And the only reason why I'm a little hesitant is because I've been on my unit for almost 2 years, and if you've ever been somewhere for a long time, like, you do start to get tired of the unit. Like, I'm the type, I need a change, and I need to constantly be like learning something new. And there's so many cool things that come in my unit, but like sometimes I just be tired of it. I don't know why, because my unit is actually a really good unit. I love my manager, I love the employees. So pretty much I still am applying to my unit to see if that's where I want to stay at. But if I do see something that really sparks my interest that I enjoy, I might go there. So it just depends. I'm gonna like weigh all my pros and my cons. I'm gonna shadow at every place that I'm interviewing so I can really take a feel of how the unit is. And if I feel like I only want to stay in my unit, I'll just stay in my unit. If I don't want to stay in my unit and I find something that I feel like is a better fit for me, I'm gonna go there. So don't be afraid of change, y'all. Be ready to explore new options, because I feel like starting a new career, like, it's just gonna be a new start, and I want something new that I'm gonna be really passionate and interested in. So I'm really excited about this pediatric interview that I have tomorrow. Like, I'm really excited. So I'm gonna bring y'all along. And right now it's 7 o'clock, so I'm about to go eat breakfast, head to my class, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right, you guys, I'm on the way to class. Yeah, I'm just hoping for a better day than yesterday, because sitting in the classroom with no Wi-Fi, no lights or air was crazy. So let's just pray that we have a better day than yesterday. But this class is only from 8 to 10:45, so after that I'm going to be free for the day, and I'm going to like do some dosage calculation problems, because in order for us to get approved to start senior practicum, we have to get 100 on our dosage calc practice exam. And if you don't, we have 4 opportunities to get 100. So I feel like there's no way I won't get 100. I've always gotten 100s on all of my dosage calc questions, so I'm not too nervous about it. But even if I don't, it's not like it's gonna put you out of the program or anything. All you have to do is, you know, go back and retake it and get 100. So I'm just gonna go to class, try to freshen up on my dosage, and then get ready for this class. I'm just so excited and ready to graduate, y'all. Like, I petitioned to graduate this weekend, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm really about to do this, y'all. And since I got a 4.0, I'm gonna be summa cum laude when I graduate. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna have my little honors course. I'm ready to take my pictures, y'all. I am just getting so excited. Like, why I was on TikTok and I was trying to get some inspiration of, like, you know, the pictures, the photo shoots for a new grad. So I saw this girl thing on TikTok about how she did her photo shoot, and I'm watching the video, y'all, and why I literally started crying. Like, I'm acting like I'm the one. Girl, yeah, I'm just getting so emotional. Just like the fact that I've come this far and I'm finally starting to see like the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, it just feels so good. And if you're in nursing school, y'all know the amount of hard work and dedication that goes into trying to maintain good grades, especially if you're trying to work full time and still maintain your sanity in your personal life. It is hard, y'all. So the fact that I've been able to like achieve so much and do so well is just such an accomplishment. Like, I really thank God that he really did all this. I don't even give myself the credit. This is all God. So I am just so excited, y'all. I can't wait to show like my behind the scenes photo shoot and how I do like my graduation, and I'm about to purchase my cap and gown and things like that. So I'm just so excited to bring y'all along. But yeah, I'm about to pull up to the school, get this breakfast, and I will talk to y'all later. Hey, you guys, so today is Wednesday, August 16th. Y'all, this vlog, I have not been getting good vlog footage for you guys, but I told y'all, I was talking to y'all yesterday. I had my research class, and the class went great. I could tell the professor's gonna be really, really nice. She was actually my PEAS professor, so she's really cool. The class doesn't seem like it's gonna be hard at all, so we love an easy class. So after I got off of school, I just came home and I just started preparing for my interview, because y'all know today is my PICU interview. So I am dressed and ready. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. My interview is not until 8, but I have to be there about 30 minutes ahead of time, and the parking is ridiculous out there, because I know, because I went to clinicals out there. So just to prepare myself, I got up early so I could leave my house by 6 and get there by like 6:30. Find parking and be in the building. So the reason why I'm dressed in scrubs is because I told y'all it's a shadow in an interview, and they told me in the instructions to wear my scrubs so that, you know, I don't want to be in my business clothes on the unit. So I'm like, that was actually good, because it takes out the stress of trying to find an outfit and everything like that. So I'm happy about that. But I am so excited. Like, I'm not even nervous about this interview. I'm just really excited. I'm excited to see how the unit is. I'm excited about the shadow experience, because I already said, like, I really want to shadow all the units I'm interviewing for, because I should never know if it's something I really want to do. So by shadowing, like, you know, you can really see if this is a good fit for you. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to update you guys on how my interview went after. So yeah, wish me luck. I'm just trying to see, is it giving PICU princess or I don't know. Let's see. So if it goes all well, I'll let you guys know. And if not, I'll tell you guys. So talk to y'all later. All right, you guys, so I made it here. It's like 6:40, y'all. This parking was ridiculous. I'm glad I got here early because I did not know it was gonna be this hard to find a park in here. So I finally got a park. It's 6:40. I don't even know how to get into the hospital from this parking deck, so I think I'm gonna walk out probably like 6:50 so I can get into the lobby. And then they said I have to go up to the front desk lady, tell her who I'm interviewing with, and then they'll come down and get me. So they already said they want me there 30 minutes early, so that's technically 7:30. So yeah, I think I'll just sit there for a little bit, and then at like 7:20 or something, I'll go up to the front desk. So wish me luck, guys. I'm so excited. Like, I'm really excited about this shadow because I just want to see how it's really like being a PICU nurse. Like, I wasn't able in my clinicals to like stay on the PICU. I did do a tour in the PICU, but to be able to like stay there and really see what goes on, what type of patients, and then also the hospital that I'm interviewing at, it's a level 1 trauma center, so I know they get like very, very critical cases, which I'm really interested to see how it goes because even my hospital doesn't get any trauma, so I don't have that aspect of it. So I'm excited to see what that is like. So I will update y'all on the shadow experience in the interview. So I will talk to y'all later. Hey, you guys, so I am out of my interview at the PICU. Y'all, when I tell y'all 10 out of 10, I really love my experience there. So I'm gonna tell y'all how it went from start to end so that y'all can kind of be prepared for like what type of questions they ask you, how a children's ICU interview typically goes. So how mine went was when I first came in, of course I parked, I had to go into the hospital, and I had to go to the front desk. And from the beginning, front desk was so nice. The guy in the front desk, he was making conversation. He was like, so you're here for an interview? And I was like, yes. He was like, congratulations, like I really hope you get it. Like, just being very just nice and welcoming. And that was already like a good sign because, you know, the way the staff acts at a hospital, it really matters. So I was already like feeling very welcomed and just very good, kind people just from the very beginning. So he gave me like my little sticker to come and get access and to go into the hospital. And then he told the nurse manager that was doing my interview that I was there, and she came down and got me. She was very, very nice, had a very nice spirit about her. So I got a good feeling. And then after she came down and got me, and me and her started walking, the guy at the front desk was like, good job, Destiny, you know, hope you get it. So like that kind of showed me like, okay, like, because the manager was like, okay, she's already meeting people, like she must have a really good, you know, personality. So that was like a plus. So after we got to the unit, on this particular place, they do their shadow first before the interview, which I really think was a good experience because like it kind of broke the ice and I didn't feel so nervous, because if I would have did the interview first, I probably would have been really nervous. So I think it was awesome that she put me with the nurse and had me shadow for 2 hours to kind of break my ice and help me get into the groove of things. So she brought me to 2 nurses, and they were like the resource nurses on the unit. And the first nurse, he was a guy, really, really super chill guy, cool vibes. He walked me around the whole unit. It's about 40 beds, which is a really big ICU because my unit is 40 beds and I'm like in the city. So that's really big for a pediatric ICU. But they're telling me about their ICU, how they get a bunch of different trauma patients, drownings, overdose, like cancer patients. It's just so much, like septic, just every type of illness. They said they get patients life flighted from multiple areas, like very, very critical kids. So as we was going through the unit, they're introducing me to the nurses, and they're also letting me go into some of the patients' rooms. So like I got to see like the babies like that were in there that were really, really critical, that had to be like on on a CRRT, dialysis, had to be on ECMO. It was just so much critical like babies in there, but it really made me like just see like how important it is for these, you know, these type of nurses. They have to be on top of their stuff. Like, it's a lot at stake. You know, this is somebody's child's life, so you really feel a lot of pressure. You want to make sure you're doing the best. So like, I just really loved it. Like, the babies were so cute and adorable. Like, the parents were so nice. Like it was just such a good experience, y'all. Like, the unit, they have 3, like, you know, people on the unit that are just here to help you if you're a new grad or if you just need any help. They'll come in and help you do your patient's baths. They also have techs on the unit. It's just like so many resources just on that unit. So it's like, I feel like it would be a good support system, which I look for in a unit that I'm starting on. Because, of course, I don't want to feel like I'm starting, like, you know, a place and I feel like I have no help. I want people that, like, I feel like I'm easy to ask questions for. So I was already asking them, like, what things are they, like, are important for like a new grad nurse, like what qualities would you want. So they're just telling me like being open, asking questions, because they told me that they're not expecting, you know, me as a new grad to come into orientation and feel like I know everything or be super, you know, on top of it with all the pediatric things, because there's just so much to learn. But they just want me to be able to ask questions and be just open and willing to like learn new things, which I'm already like that. So I was like, I really like this unit. I got a really good vibe. So after my 2-hour shadow session, the management texted the girl that I was with and told her that she's ready for me to come in for my interview. So they walked me down there, and the girl was so nice. By the time I got in there, she hugged me, and she told the interview girls that were interviewing me that like I'm a really good person. She loved you know, shadowing, I mean, like being able to be paired up with me and showing me around the unit. So I was like, oh my gosh, like they just showed me like the nurses on the unit like me. Like everyone really felt like I was a good fit for this job. Like they felt like I had a positive outlook and I would be perfect for the pediatric population. So I'm really excited about that. So as soon as I came into the interview, of course I thanked them. I told them thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity to interview here and do the shadow. And the only people I had in my interview were 2 nurses. One of them was like an educator. The other one was just like the person that helps with hiring. And like the whole vibe was very chill and laid back. I was just in their office. It wasn't like a panel type of thing. It was just kind of a just conversation interview. And of course she just kind of asked me, tell me about yourself, tell me why you want to be a nurse and why I want to be like a pediatric nurse. So I just told them that I love taking care of children. I told them that I feel like children are the future, and the way you take care of them and do things for them in this age, it can really impact their adulthood. I feel like they really like that answer. I told them I've always been a super compassionate, caring person, so I feel like being a nurse is like the perfect profession for me. So they really were like super nice and smiling and just showing really good energy. Like I had them laughing the whole time. Like I feel like it was just like a little girls chat. Like it was super cool. They really only asked me like 4 to 5 questions. Like they did tell me about my experience on my unit, like what type of patients I have and what is my role there on that unit. So I told them, you know, I'm a tech, I help with the baths, I help transporting patients, turning patients, checking vitals, just doing everything. So I just kind of gave them a brief history of my resume, where I'm from. They did ask me like, tell me about a situation where you were like had got like constructive criticism. So just some questions that you just have to have in your mind, some stories, like a time when a patient was like, you know, crashing. And of course I have a whole bunch of stories like that. Being in the ICU, patients are coding all the time, so it was just a lot that I couldn't easily tell them. Like there wasn't any stuff where they were like too hard to answer or I couldn't think of anything. So I'm really glad I had an answer for everything that they asked me. But yes, so they said that I will be hearing something in about like a couple of days or a couple of weeks, because they said they just started their interview, so they do have a lot of interviews to do. But I feel very confident. I really feel like I did get the position. Like I would be really shocked if I didn't, because I felt like everybody liked me and I feel like I would be a good fit. And honestly, I probably would come here
because I like the environment, and I think it would be a really good change, a good new fresh start as a new grad. So pediatrics might be for me, y'all. It might be giving PICU princess. So I'll let y'all know how it goes. I'm still doing my interviews. Tomorrow I have another interview at the same hospital, but for the cardiovascular ICU. And then next week I have another shadow at another hospital in the ICU. So, but that one next week is for the adult ICU. So I'm just weighing my pros and my cons with all the hospitals, and then as soon as I start getting, you know, like offers or anything like that, I'll just be able to choose what place I like the most. But I'm writing in my notes like what I like about the units and what type of support I feel like. And I'm not just so much only going to consider like the pay and things like that. I really am considering the whole position as a whole, and if I can see myself fitting on that unit. Like, that's very important, because I don't want to end up, you know, not liking my first job or having to quit or, you know, like go get another job. I really want to do something that I love. So I will talk to y'all later. I'm about to go get some food because I'm starving, y'all. I literally have not ate since early this morning, so I'm about to get some food and I'll talk to y'all later. You guys, today is August 17th and it is Thursday, and y'all, I am back in the same position. I got my scrubs on. I'm currently at the hospital that I'm doing my interview at, the same hospital I was at yesterday, but this time I'm interviewing for the cardiovascular ICU in the pediatric unit. So I'm very excited because I felt very confident about my last interview, so now I feel like a little bit more easygoing about going into this one. And y'all, main advice that I can say as a new grad for doing interviews, you know, of course, come prepared. Like, you want to go over some practice interview questions, like to tell me about yourself, why you want to be a nurse, why you want to work on this unit, and have some stories in your head, because they are going to ask you a lot of situational questions, like tell me about a time when you had a patient that did this, or when a patient was not satisfied. Tell me about a time that you went above and beyond for a patient. So just have some stuff in your mind from like clinicals or at your at the job you work at, if you work as a tech or a CNA. Like, that's like the perfect like stories to think about, is times when you were in a clinical setting. And if you can't think of anything, like think about stuff that involves school. But the main advice I can say is be confident, y'all, and be yourself. Like, I know that in interviews, like, we want to come in like we're super professional and we're just these perfect people, but like, really be yourself, because they want to get a good idea of your personality and who they're going to be working with on the unit. And of course, like, coming into an interview, like, sometimes you're gonna put on like an extra, you know, oh, I'm really professional, I'm coming to be this type of person. And sometimes if it's not given genuine, you know, it's not gonna look as good as when you're just being yourself and being personable and just talking to them like they're just a regular person. And don't get into your mind about like, oh, are they gonna choose me? Even if you really want to work on that unit, I personally feel like God is going to allow things to happen on his own time. So if some place doesn't hire you or you don't get a position, to me, I just feel like it might have been God trying to protect you from something. So always keep that in mind. And also think about that you're interviewing this unit as well, because you have the final say so you get to pick where you want to go. And as nurses, we shouldn't really have a scarcity mindset, because there's literally so many positions you can work at as a nurse, so many options that you can do. So it's about 11:10. I'm about to go in. My interview starts at 12 o'clock, and this time it's a 1 hour shadow and a 1 hour interview. So I'll talk to y'all later. Guys, it is Friday, August 18th. And you guys, I'm sorry I did not come back to y'all after my interview yesterday, because I was just so excited. I was like calling all my mom and my friends and stuff, telling them about it, and I completely forgot about y'all. So let me tell y'all about how the pediatric CVICU went. So I first got there and I did my shadow first. So a nurse came down and picked me up from the waiting area, and she brought me to see the most critical babies on the unit. So for this particular unit, it's about 38 beds, same as the PICU. However, the baby, like the population, are pretty much very infant babies, because they're born with, you know, like congenital heart defects. So
the nurse was telling me sometimes the babies are already diagnosed when they're in the, you know, in the mom, and they'll go do their growth scan and they'll find out that they have something going on with their heart. Or sometimes the babies won't get diagnosed until at birth, and then as soon as the baby gets born, they'll figure out something's wrong, and that's how they'll get diagnosed with a heart defect. So the first baby that I went to go see was a baby that was born with half of a heart, which was like crazy. And they were telling me that she had like half of a heart on her left side, so it was really, really difficult for her to function. So she ended up getting a heart transplant, which was like amazing. However, the heart transplant, it didn't go exactly as well as they thought it would. So now she's on dialysis, because when she only had the half a heart, her organs weren't getting enough blood, like her kidneys and her liver. So now she's not able to fully function. So the dialysis is needed to go ahead and get her labs back stabilized, and hopefully they can get her off of the dialysis. But she was only 5-month baby, but it was just amazing because the nurse was telling me like the baby size of heart is like a size of a strawberry, so it's really difficult to do surgeries and procedures on their hearts because it's just so little. But it is so critical, guys. Like the babies are on like 15 to 20 drips. They're on advanced life-saving equipment. They are like intubated. They have like dialysis going on. Some of the babies are on ECMO. For y'all that don't know what ECMO is, it's like an external heart and lung that's working for you. So after I saw the baby that got the transplant, I went to see the baby that was on ECMO, and that baby, the ECMO was going straight through his vena cava in his heart, so he pretty much had an open chest. He was so little, guys. Like he was like, I think only 1 to 3 days, and it was just so crazy. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I love it here too, because if y'all don't know, like I love the heart. That's like my favorite body system, and like it's just so detailed and just kind of crazy how much goes into taking care of these little babies. So I was like, oh my god, like I don't know which unit I like the best, because I just assumed I was gonna like the PICU the best because I really did love my PICU experience. But the fact that I really loved it there too, I was like, oh my goodness. So the type of nurses that are on this unit are nurses that have been there for like 20 plus years, 10 plus years, and they all have really good things to say about the unit. Like they say like it's such a good unit to work on. It's so much help and positivity, and it's just like I've noticed the children's hospital definitely has more type of resources than the adult hospital, which is a plus. And like I thought that my unit was really good, but when you start touring other units and seeing all that they have to offer, you start to realize like your unit doesn't have nearly as much as some of these other hospitals. And I definitely feel like I would feel very safe in that hospital, because not only is the teamwork amazing, but there's like say that your baby is on ECMO, there's always an ECMO specialist that is running your machine while you're only taking care of the baby and the drips, which is good to know. So you always have somebody, well, you know, also helping you with the patient, and you don't have to worry about trying to run the machine and take care of the patient at the same time. So I was just like, okay, that's really good. They always have 3 to 4 nurses on the unit that are a resource, which is amazing. I never have that at my hospital. So if there's ever something going on, like all you gotta do is text them and just be like, can you come to my room, or hit the staff assist button. They'll come, you know, all in your room and see what's going on. So it's like you always have help, which is amazing. And then when it comes to the orientation, so once I got to the interview, it was 2 interviews interviewing me, y'all. They were so nice. Like my interviews have been going so well because I told y'all confidence is key. So as soon as I got there, like of course they wanted me to like tell them about myself. So I just pitched myself and I told them like, you know, where I work at, you know, my 4.0, able to work and be in nursing school. I told them about the hospitals I've been to in clinical, pretty much giving them a whole run through of my resume. And then of course they asked me a lot of questions, like tell me about a time when you had like a rapidly declining patient. Tell me about a patient that stood out to you, a time that you went above and beyond for a patient. They were telling me, tell them about a time when I had to like handle something or treat something. Like
just so many questions. Tell me about a time when I didn't know what a diagnosis was and how did I figure it out. So for stuff like that, you have to have stories off the top of your head. But thankfully, all the things they asked me were things that I like researched. So I had like some stuff in the back of my head that I was, you know, I was pretty much prepared to answer. I didn't have to take too long to come up with an answer, and they loved it. Like all the stuff that, like, thankfully the ICU have given me so many stories to tell. So it really shows that, like, even though I'm in an adult ICU, I am prepared to deal with the environment of the ICU. And that's what she said a lot of new grads have issues with, is that they never been in the ICU before. So when they come straight off orientation, they're just kind of like, what's going on, because they're just not used to that environment. So I'm pretty sure I can adjust to the environment of, like, you know, babies being on multiple drips. You know, the babies were on a lot of the same type of medications that our adults are on. They're on epi, they're on like vasopressin, they're on a lot of stuff that I'm used to. So I was telling her, like, you know, I'm able to really pull some things from my adult experience at work, and I kind of apply it, even though I know these babies are totally different. There's still some things that are similar. So the interview went amazing, and at the end, of course, they asked, like, what questions I have for them. So y'all know I have a whole list of questions. So I wanted to know about the residency and their orientation. So of course their orientation is way more extensive than the other one. Their orientation is about 16 weeks, which is still not that long. It's only 4 months. However, it starts off with like 2 weeks of hospital orientation. Then it's going to be 2 weeks starting on their cardiac step down, because like they said, they want the nurses to get more comfortable with patients that are not as critical, and just understanding the whole systems of a children's body. And then they'll move you up after 2 weeks to the CV ICU once you've kind of got a little bit more experience on the step down. So I really like that, because you're not going to be as nervous because the babies aren't as critical. So like you're able to kind of hone in on your nursing skills, then go over to the CV. So once you start CV, that's when your CV orientation really starts. So they're gonna start giving you, like, of course you're going to be working, but you're also going to be going to these classes. It's like 8 to 6 classes that you're going to be doing while you're working. And then after you finish the class and you finish your 14 weeks, even after you're on your own, they're still going to do this thing called a buddy system, where you'll take 2 patients and your preceptor will still take 2 patients, but y'all are going to be side by side. So if you ever have any questions with your patient, you'll always have your preceptor right next to you. So I really, really like that, because sometimes, like, on my unit, as soon as the nurse is on their own, like, they're completely on their own. So it's like, it can be scary, because you're like, wait, I don't have a preceptor anymore, like, I need some help. Like, so I just like how they still have that security. So I was like, okay, I really like that. And then what really killed it was, I was like, so after that, like, is the classes over? And she was like, no. So the classes still continue the whole year, and once you're out of your orientation, like, your like second round of classes begin. So the second round of classes is like super fun, because she said what she's gonna have us doing is like dissecting pigs' hearts. That's the first time I've ever heard that. I was like, what? She was like, I want y'all to really start honing in and learning about the details of these babies' hearts. So they're gonna have us in this lab dissecting hearts and doing a lot of different things that to hone in on our skills on understanding how these babies' hearts work. So that was really amazing. I was like, oh my gosh. So the interview just went amazing. Now I'm really in like a battle, like, what unit do I like the most? I just don't know, y'all. So I'm gonna have to really dig deep and figure out the pros and the cons of each unit. So I'm gonna tell y'all like what I'm leaning towards later, but she said I will be hearing something in a couple days, so it might not be in this vlog, but I'll probably update y'all in the next vlog. So I will talk to y'all later. I'm about to go run some errands, and I'll talk to y'all later. Hey guys, so it is later on today, so I'm on the way to work. It is 1 of 3. Y'all, this working full-time and going to school is just a lot. It's a lot. But today's Friday, so yeah, I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I have class on Monday, but class is at night. So thank God I can like come home, go to bed, and not have to be at class till 5 p.m. But I forgot to tell y'all, like earlier today at 1 o'clock, I had a phone call with my job with the new grad recruiter, and she pretty much was getting my interest, figuring out like if I want to work in the ICU that I currently work at, or if I want to do another ICU on the unit. And she explained to me some information about the residency. And y'all, like, my job is offering a lot of stuff, because, you know, I just did my 2 interviews at the pediatric hospital. But so my job, they pretty much, since I'm currently in the ICU and I want to apply into the ICU, their ICU interviews, I would only apply to one, and then I would interview with all the ICUs at one time, which I like, because like going to a whole bunch of different interviews, it's just a lot. So I like, you know, being able to apply one time, and it's an in-person interview, and pretty much the like each manager from each unit, so CV ICU, Med-Surg ICU, Neuro, and CCU will both be in the interview. So after the interview, they would decide, like each of the units will send me an individual offer if they want me, and then I can, you know, choose from there. So only thing with my job is that my job interviews are kind of intense, and I know that just from being a tech, like they really go really hard on interviews. So they ask you a lot of clinical questions. Like the other interviews I've been doing ask you more like you know, like the situational based questions, but they ask you more of the medical clinical questions to just kind of see if you're, you know, competent, and see what you know in nursing school and things like that. So they want me to have a couple days of my senior practicum before I do my interview, which is fine with me. So my senior practicum doesn't technically start until September 18th. So she told me that she's already invited me to the interview, but she just wants me to send her a couple of dates after I get my senior practicum schedule, and then I will interview with my job. But I'm excited about that because she already told me the pay, which is rare. They usually don't tell you pay until you get an offer, but my job is very transparent, so they like to, like, you know, let you know what you're signing up for before you know, start accepting offers and things like that. So she already told me the pay is really good, which is a plus. And then it's like, if of course the if I get another offer from the jobs I've already applied to, I can kind of weigh out the pros and the cons based off of the offer and my experience on the unit and shadowing. But, you know, a big plus with my job, like staying at my job for my orientation and my, like, in the residency, it would be a big pro, because I wouldn't have to be like oriented to the whole hospital again. I wouldn't have to do all the onboarding process all over again. I will be, you know, just starting off as a nurse. Like she pretty much said, day one will be on the unit as a nurse. Like it's not going to be 2-week hospital orientation, things like that, which is really good, because, you know, like it's already stressful at, you know, starting a new job as a nurse. So being somewhere where I'm comfortable at, I know my unit, I know the charge nurses, I know the, like, everyone on my unit, and they are really, like, excited and they really want me to work there. So of course I'm going to weigh out all my options, but I don't know, it might be giving my job. Like, even though I said, you know, adult population, I do really like the pediatric population, but I do love my geriatric population as well. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, like I think I would miss my geriatric population, because, you know, kids can't have certain conversations with you. Kids, you know, sometimes they act out by crying and don't really know how to express themselves. Adults is a little bit more easier to talk to. So it's like pros and cons with both populations, which is like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. So I'm definitely going to weigh out all my options before I accept any offers, things like that. But I like that I'm doing this process and just hearing from every single hospital, doing my research so that I can make a sound decision. So yeah, I will update you guys on how the job search is going, but it's definitely going to be a long process. So we will get to it.
Drop the roof and let the smoke clear. I got diamonds doing to see slides in both ears. Dice rolling on the Las Vegas strip tonight. Slip that on and we might.
Hey guys, so today is August 20th and I'm currently on the way to work, 3 out of 3. I'm sorry I have not gotten back with y'all throughout this 3-day work stretch. I've just been tired, but I've honestly been training a new tech on my unit. So I haven't really been doing that much at work because I'm just teaching her. So I'm pretty much letting her do all the tasks and showing her how we do it on our unit. I actually like training people because, you know, you get to train them really good and hopefully they come out to be good techs and hopefully they stay on the unit. So, and she's a really good good tech. So that's all I've been doing. I'm training her again today, and today's my last day, and I'm gonna start a new vlog on Monday tomorrow. So I'm gonna end this vlog out today. I'm sorry I have not been consistent with the uploads. I took a 2-week break when I was off of school, and now I'm just getting to the swing of vlogging again. But y'all know I've been doing these interviews all this week. It's been a really hectic week. So I'm gonna come back better either next week or the week after, but I'm gonna try to get this vlog out to you guys like on Monday. So hopefully you guys are not too mad, but I'm going to be consistent this break. And I'm really not doing that much either in school right now until I start my practicum. So I'll probably have more to vlog on the way to clinicals and things like that, but I'm not doing that much in school because this, like, the research class is just simple. And in the senior practicum class, all we're doing is like a major big project, and the rest of the class days are just like practice ATIs and stuff like that. So that's all I've been doing is practicing dosage and ATI. So I will update you guys next week on how it's going, but I'm gonna end this vlog.